Scarlet blaze, shifting history. 5 months have passed since the attack on the Emperor, and 1182 nears a close. Though each army schemes, the battle maps barely change. But now, history is about to resume its course.
Today is a momentous day in Fodlan's history that people will mark for generations to come.
Then why do you look so conflicted?
I'm not conflicted, Claude. I'm just painfully aware of how much stronger I need to be. That's why I'm counting on you and the Alliance to make up the difference.
Hey, I've got feeling unprepared down to a science, so let's say we help each other out. If we work together, we can achieve what's best for both of us, right?
Indeed.
I have reviewed the terms, Your Majesty. All that remains is the placement of your seals.
Everything looks good to me. I'm especially glad we found a solution to the control of Murden.
You've done fine work here, Hubert. Thanks. And thanks to you as well, Holst. You know I'm not good at this sort of thing.
I've never known you to shy away from ceremonial affairs like this. But it is the most significant pact since the founding of the Leicester Alliance, so your caution was most prudent. I must admit, I was quite nervous. Thankfully, I managed not to follow it up.
You surely jest. You did your work masterfully, without batting an eye. I am truly impressed that Leicester's most valiant general is so well versed in diplomacy.
Don't be insulting, Hubert. Sir Holst is a duke. A man can be brave in battle and still know how to get things done. Take our Minister of Military Affairs, for example.
A man for whom the term looks can be deceiving was likely invented.
Speaking of Count Burgleys, where is he? I thought he'd be here so we could go head-to-head. We never did get to finish our battle.
I'm afraid the Count couldn't make it, but perhaps you'd consider my bodyguard instead? I'm certain you'll find the challenge to your liking. Is this your first time meeting, by the way?
It is. Well, friend, care to go around with me?
They say this Holst character is the strongest man in Leicester. But is he as strong as the Ashen Demon?
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Now that's what I like to hear.
I hope you mean later and not this very second. It would be a shame to get blood all over this nice paperwork.
Yes. All eyes are on us. We must make this a grand gesture and show our soldiers that Adrestia and Leicester have joined forces for a brighter future.
Well, let's get to it. As leader of all the lords and knights who sit at the round table of the Leicester Alliance, I, Claude von Regan, hereby swear this pact. Leicester pledges to work in harmony with the Adrestian Empire and do everything in its power to secure a peaceful future for Fodlan.
By the covenant between the red blood and the white sword that crowns the double-headed eagle, I, Edelgard von Hresfeld, hereby swear this pact. Adrestia pledges to work hand-in-hand with the Leicester Alliance to deliver peace to the land and secure a future for all its people.
The pact is sealed.
And now it is our job to uphold it.
Goodness, look how far you've risen. You're standing on the stage of history. I know you'll do great things. Yes, and greater things still.
Right then, We've got plenty of bright new faces here at the Round Table today. First, a brand new Count ruling Gloucester. And Duke Goneril and Count Ordelia have decided that their heirs will sit for them.
Unfortunately, Lawrence and Lysithea can't join us, due to their responsibilities in the Imperial Army.
I called you here to give you notice. The Leicester Alliance is assenting to the Empire's request and sending troops to the Kingdom front. Houses Regan, Gloucester, and Daphne will be supplying most of the soldiers. And instead of the usual route through Aelel, we'll be invading Fraldarius directly by sea.
You're staying behind, right, host?
Indeed I am. Almyra is still an unknown quantity, and we've no idea if or when Prince Shahid might stage another attack. And the same goes for House Ordelia. They've had more than their share of troubles on their border. We agreed that shipping their army away might not be the most prudent of ideas.
And that's all she wrote. You'll find the details in the document you've all been given. I wish the Kingdom would see they're between a rock named Adrestia and a hard place named Leicester and throw that white flag high, but of course they won't. So good luck, everyone. I'm counting on you.
And so, the Alliance has agreed to bring their troops to bear and attack the kingdom from the east. At the same time, we will resume our invasion from the west, using Aryan Road as a foothold. We'll subjugate the kingdom's lords one by one as we work our way toward Blaythid.
News of the Pact will doubtless have spread throughout the kingdom by now. Provided enough houses see the futility in fighting, we may be able to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. However, that is likely wishful thinking. We should instead expect the worst and prepare accordingly.
You think? Some of them already bent the knee to us once, along with Count Rowe. Wouldn't they jump at a chance to swap sides again?
An idea I am certain has already occurred to the king. Lately, we have been scrambling to reorganize, dealing with an attack by the Knights of Seros and negotiating a pact with Leicester. And during that time, the winds of purgation have swept across Fargus. In one fell swoop, the king has expunged most of the nobles likely to align with us.
Still, it's us and the Alliance against him, which means we've got the advantage. What's there to worry about?
The concern isn't that we'll lose. It's that winning might come at the cost of too many lives. What an utterly pointless, senseless thing to do. Oh, I find it all so very draining.
Whatever our intent, we're the instigators here. We can't expect the enemy to do anything less than defend their land with tooth and claw.
Speak for yourself. If someone invaded my territory, I'd hand over lands and titles on a silver platter, especially if I had no chance of winning.
There is truly no other noble like you, Leonard. And perhaps no person at all for that matter. Regardless, we must proceed with caution. When people think someone is after what they possess, they respond with fear, even if the thought is all in their head. In the eyes of the people of Fargus, there is no limit to what evils the Empire might visit upon them.
My father started saying he can't sleep because he's scared the old church is coming to Garreg Mach to kill him. From the sound of my mother's letters, he's really shaken up.
Remember that the kingdom has much coldness. We must not forget to be bundling up like people of the snow.
Our Petra is always ready for what lies ahead.
I wish I had better understanding of your Fodlan ways, so I could be giving more assistance to everyone.
Don't worry about it, Petra. With all the different factions in this thing, even we have a hard time keeping it straight. This almost seems so backward compared to the way things were in Brigid.
In any case, The battles ahead will be more brutal than any we have yet fought. Keep a vigilant eye out for both yourselves and each other. That is all. Dismissed.
Guess things aren't gonna be so easy anymore. We're under some real pressure to win.
Shall we?
I have a strategy.
I have a proposition.
Hey, so hear me out. Hey,
I have a strategy. I will endeavor my hardest.
Shall we? What do you think?
Hey! Well, that reminds me.
Let's see.
Truly.
Hello.
Oh, Edelgard. I'm glad I found you. Got a few?
Of course. What is it?
Well, remember how Hubert laid into me after the Knights of Seiros raided Enbar? It got me thinking, what do I need to do for you to trust me again?
Nothing. Hubert and I stopped doubting you the moment that business was behind us. You worked tirelessly for me, and I'm grateful for that. So please, there's no need to worry.
Still, we have no idea when those who slither in the dark might try to interfere again. Honestly, it kind of feels like there's more I should be doing to help. Like I'm just floating around without a purpose or something.
Very well. What do you propose?
If I had to pick something, I'd say protecting you would be my top priority. Everyone's got a bone to pick with you, especially the Church and those who slither in the dark. And they won't rest till they have your head. After all, the Imperial Army's not gonna lose if we've got you at the top handing down orders. And I figure Hubert will stay off my back as long as I put my energy into keeping you safe. Then you can lead us to victory, and we'll all live trustfully ever after.
Perhaps, but I think you're forgetting something. The only way to protect me is by staying at my side, and therein lies a conundrum. Allowing you that close to me would in itself be proof of my trust, without which you would have never earned such an opportunity in the first place.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Still, I can't help but feel like that's what I've got to do to prove myself to you. Please, Edelgard, even if it just means shielding you from your enemies.
Very well. Do as you will. In the meanwhile, I'll tell Hubert... Well, I'm not entirely sure what I will tell him. the very least, we know those who slither in the dark are able to shapeshift at will. So, in a way, it doesn't matter who I choose to surround myself with. They could just as well turn out to be someone wholly different.
Thanks, Edelgard. I honestly could have sworn you were gonna say no.
Of course. What I truly want to know is why you'd risk your life just to earn my trust.
Do you really have to ask? You reshaped my entire life. Before I met you, I had nobody. I was nobody. But you still chose me, of all people, to command one of your armies. Now, I can't walk down the street without people yelling my name. And I've got a great life, surrounded by amazing friends. All of it possible because of you.
That's not true. You would not have earned this post if you lacked the talent.
Maybe now, but before you came along, nobody in the Empire gave a Pegasus's backside about talent. You gave me a seat at the table when no one else would.
Ah, I see.
If you want proof you've changed the world, just take a look at me. Because this guy, he's a whole new person thanks to you.
Do you have a moment?
What do you need? I agree.
Nice one.
Yes. Oh no!
Why would you want to speak with me? I'm sorry, but no.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
You there.
All right.
Oh, man.
What?
For real?
Come to think of it,
Greetings, friend. Nothing to report.
Listen.
Got a sec?
I know you. Listen up.
Huh?
Basically.
Huh?
Have you heard?
By the by,
How may I help you?
Do you have a moment? Let me see.
Leave it to you. Can I help you?
What do you think?
Right on.
Excuse me. Ah.
Greetings. Actually,
hunger is the true enemy.
Solid.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
This.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hey!
Got a sec?
Care to make yourself useful? We all must do our care to make yourself useful. We all must do our care to make yourself useful. must do our fair share to make yourself useful. We all must do our fair share to make yourself useful. We all must do our fair share to make yourself useful. We all must do our fair share.
Greetings. In actuality,
Did you hear?
Wonderful. Training can be the difference between victory and defeat. Can't wait to see how you do.
I carry a little of everything here. You've got an eye for quality, friend. Hope to see you again soon.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
No way to fight. No way to. No way to fight. Better get this.
Time to work you into shape.
This
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Will this make... Will this make me...
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat. I'll do whatever.
This is...
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat. Can't wait to see how you do.
Hey, could you spare a moment?
can't believe it.
Oh. Oh.
You sure?
That's appalling.
My instruction comes at a high price.
I need more strength than this. This is quite fascinating.
Don't neglect your daily studies.
Unbelievable.
Let's see.
A moment of your time.
So in the end, it seems we're no closer to unveiling the truth about your powers.
You can say that again. At this rate, the war will be over and done with by the time we make any headway.
That would admittedly be cause for celebration, at least. Your power, like that of a crest, is undoubtedly meant to be wielded as an instrument of war. And as the tides of battle recede, your chances of encountering a life-or-death situation grow slimmer and slimmer. Therefore, you'll be forced to use your power less and less often. And that's probably for the best.
Why is that such a good thing?
Because we still don't know enough about its effects, both during and after its use. You know, they say even a hero's relic wielded by its corresponding crest bearer will still drain a portion of that person's life. It's reasonable to suspect your power could have a similar impact on both your body and mind.
Hey, you're starting to scare me here. Honestly, I was just planning on going back to being a regular old mercenary after the war ends. Can't really imagine life without a blade in my hand, you know?
I should have guessed. I imagine your expert services will be in high demand even once the conflict is over. In fact, Edelgard herself seemed keen on asking you to settle down in Imbar to support the Empire.
Really? Not that I'm not flattered, of course, but putting down roots isn't really my thing.
No, I suppose not. Though I have to admit, it would put my mind at ease to have you by my side once this is all over.
You want me by your side? Would you care to elaborate on that?
Consider the possibilities. A seemingly unarmed attendant who's able to produce a sword in the blink of an eye. It would be a great crime deterrent, don't you think? You'd prove quite handy on my travels.
I figured that's what you meant. A pure Linhardt answer if I've ever heard one. But how's that any different from a regular bodyguard? Seems like you could just hire one of those and be done with it.
Maybe so, but I don't want to be spending the rest of my life with a random bodyguard, do I?
Hold on. What?
Oh, well, look at the time. It seems I've forgotten an urgent matter I need to attend to. Bye for now.
Wait, Linhard! Come back! Perfect timing, Caspar. I was just looking for you.
You were? Oh, I get it. You want to go a few rounds, huh? Fine, we'll take you down without even breaking a sweat.
Well, no. I mean, okay, yes, at some point. But that's not what I'm here for. Your dad's around, right? I was sort of hoping I could get a session in with him. You know, a little lesson from the Minister of Military Affairs himself.
Yeah, you might not want to do that.
Why not? You're training with him, aren't you?
Well, sure, but I've been doing that since I could barely even talk. And it still knocks my backside into next month. A regular person like you wouldn't stand a chance.
What about this looks regular to you? Come on, I'm serious.
Don't say I didn't warn you. You want my advice? Don't eat anything beforehand if you don't want to be cleaning it off your armor later. Oh, and cancel all your plans for after, because I can guarantee you are not going to make them. Just keep that in mind, okay?
Come on, is it really that bad? I appreciate the advice, but I think I'll be fine.
Hey, better to be ready than get blindsided by the pain. Trust me, I've lived it. Training with my father? It's a marathon of blood, sweat, and tears that'll leave you feeling like you're face to face with the goddess herself. Hey, you still alive?
I can't feel my legs.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. You're just out of energy is all. You know, my father praised you. Nobody's ever kept up with him as long as you did. Apparently, he's gonna come up with even tougher training now. Though I really wish he wouldn't.
I think I underestimated you, Caspar. I don't know how you can handle training like that every day.
Getting used to it was kind of my only choice growing up. I mean, I'm not as clever as you, so I had to make up for it by being tough as nails. That's why I'm always so gung-ho about getting stronger. Though, I don't know if that's really the most efficient way to go about it.
No, that training. Efficiency has nothing to do with it. I think I get where that unwavering focus of yours comes from now.
Yeah? Well, in any case, I'm glad you're still alive and kicking. Our enemies aren't gonna know what hit them next time we get out on the battlefield. You know, it's a nice change of pace seeing you like this.
Please don't laugh at my pain.
Oh, hi.
Bernadetta, listen. I'm sorry about what happened back there.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. I'm the one who should be apologizing.
I didn't realize things could even go that bad. I'm glad we managed to get you in front of the meanest-looking guy in my company. But that didn't last long before the nerves got to you. Quickest I've ever seen someone run, let me tell you.
And then I accidentally stepped on that horse's tail, so it started going wild and totally trashed the place. It'll probably take weeks for them to clean that up. Oh, you really did it this time, Bernie.
Kind of a shame. It would have been way cheaper to just buy the herbs from Anna and be done with it. And with how much repairs ended up being, we could have even tossed in that creepy pot. That aside, though, you still want to do something about your shyness, right? I can see why this is a bigger problem than your whole staying indoors thing. Your anxieties can be quite the hurdle to overcome.
You're right. But hey, I haven't been keeping to myself at all lately. Bernie's out in the open.
Either way, now we know how things turn out when we try to force the issue. Looks like we're better off taking an incremental approach.
How's that work?
Well, we can start by having you hide nearby while I talk to someone you're afraid of. Then, I don't know, if the conversation gets interesting, maybe you can come out and join in?
I'm not going to care whether it's interesting or not. It doesn't matter if they're serious or boring or the most fascinating person in the world. All I care about is that they don't scare me.
Yeah, I guess that's gonna be tough to manage on its own, huh?
Well, maybe the incremental approach won't actually be as hard as we think.
Really? How do you figure?
I mean, I did used to think you were pretty terrifying. But with all this stuff we've been doing together, I've actually gotten used to you. And now I'm not really shy around you, am I?
Not exactly flattered to hear that, but... Well, I guess I'll just be glad I don't scare you anymore. Sounds like spending time with someone is the key, which means we'll just have to toss you straight into the deep end and see if you can swim.
No, not the deep end! I hate the deep end!
Sorry. Just messing with you. Anyway, here's hoping you and I can keep getting closer, Bernadetta.
Right.
La 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 la.
How was that?
Yeah, good.
Still the same reaction, huh?
Sorry, me and singing just don't mix very well. Though it did make me feel warm inside, kinda like I was a kid again, with my mom.
Hey, you do get it! That was a lullaby from a long, long time ago. Nowadays, nobody remembers the lyrics, though. Or sings it to their children, for that matter.
A lullaby, huh? I guess that's why it took me back the way it did. But wait, if nobody knows the words, how are you so sure that's even what it is? Just from how it sounds?
Well, there was this scholar who researched it a few years ago and said as much. Couldn't tell you if they were right, though.
Huh. It's a simple song and honestly pretty repetitive, but I don't really mind. I mean, a complicated song that's always changing is basically impossible to remember. So I'd take this over that any day of the week.
I'm glad to hear you giving music a little more thought now.
And I'm glad I've had so many chances to listen to you sing. Your voice touches people, Dorothea, even if they don't have the knowledge to really appreciate the high-level art of it. I mean, look at me. Bottom of the barrel, and you still practically move me to tears.
Oh, come now, don't talk about yourself like that.
It doesn't really bother me. And I'm not wrong, am I? No birth parents, no real background to speak of. The whole wandering merc gig, it is what it is.
That's quite the positive attitude. I'll have to try a little bit of that myself sometime. In the meantime, I've once again been able to rethink my singing thanks to you. I lost much of my emotion about the craft during my time as a diva, but I can feel it coming back now.
You really are incredible, you know that?
How do you mean?
I don't know. There's just something beautiful about the way you speak. It's like your thoughts come out of your mouth fully formed, almost perfect, then find their way straight into people's hearts. Probably has something to do with all the training you did to become a diva, and all the training you've continued doing since. Meanwhile, here I am struggling to even make proper sentences when I try to talk about your singing.
Thank you for the kind words. It makes me feel a lot better hearing you say those things about me. But for the record, I don't think you're bad with words at all. Even your little speech now was the definition of smooth. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were trying to flirt with me.
This war is going on and on. Do you think we will ever have sight of the end?
Yeah, I do. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but it's definitely out there on the horizon.
It will be good to be putting this war behind us. When the war is finished, what are you wishing to do?
That's a pretty big question.
Then I will give more clarity. How will you be supporting yourself when your contract is completed? If you have the desire, you could come to Bridget with me.
Wait, seriously? I thought you were just pulling my leg about that.
I would never be pulling your legs. Also, I am speaking with seriousness. After losing the war with the Empire, Bridget was forced into becoming a vassal state. But this war is giving Bridget the chance to stand on equal feet again. We will be opening our borders to Fodlan. The exchanges between us will flourish. I am needing a person I can trust to give me help with this.
Huh.
Please, accept my apologies if the offer was given with too much suddenness.
No, it's not that. I was just taking a moment to admire you. This war has been particularly ugly, and it seems like we're tearing each other apart on a daily basis. But people like you and Edelgard are already thinking about what comes next, how to plan for it. You're every bit the ruler they are.
No, I am different. I am the Queen of Bridget. We are the proud Isles, placed upon the sea by the spirits, who are watching over us to this day. Our future has the brightness of the sun. I am hoping you will be at my side as we are shaping it.
Powerful words. And I'm happy you put that much stock in me. Honestly, it's a good fit. I've got nothing tying me down. No family, no titles, no property to speak of.
I am not asking for your answer in this moment. I know your sword is sold right now. But when this war is over, I hope the making of a decision is at the top of your to-be-doing list. That is why I am approaching you so early, because I am very, very sneaky.
Fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. And I don't blame you for trying to sneak ahead of the competition. Honestly, I'm kind of flattered. So, how about this? Let's both make it through this war unscathed and decide what comes next together.
Interesting. Her Majesty refrained from drinking tea today. A bit unusual, don't you think? I believe the last time that happened was 15 days ago. Ergo, we can conclude she tends to renounce the beverage when...
Hey, remind me why I'm doing this again? What's the point of recording all this stuff? Why not just hang out with her?
It is not stuff. These are Her Majesty's great exploits.
They must be accurately recorded and preserved within the annals of Imperial history.
Not sure I'd call her tea habits great exploits. No one's ever gonna need that information. And how do you remember this stuff? I couldn't even tell you what I had for breakfast this morning.
I remember everything Her Majesty does. Every word she has ever spoken to me. Every morsel she has ever eaten. Not to mention where and when she ate it. Every sigh that has escaped her lips. Each and every one of her favorite...
Yeah, let's stop there. This is all sorts of weird.
Why do you say that? These are simply records that need to be kept.
Just think about it for a minute. Have you ever read a book on Adrestian history that lists the number of times an emperor sighed?
There has never been a historian with a memory like mine, nor one who could keep such accurate records. Until now. The sole reason I have this excellent memory is to ensure that Her Majesty's great exploits are documented properly.
But if your memory's so good, then there's no reason for me to help, is there?
Oh, but there is. Her Majesty places a great deal of confidence in you. She often engages you in conversation, and the two of you spend an insufferable amount of time together. As such, you're able to obtain information I could not otherwise verify on my own. There is nobody more qualified than you to assist me in this undertaking.
All right, fine. I get that you're serious about all this. I don't mind lending a hand when I'm not busy, and there doesn't seem to be much harm in it. For Edelgard, anyway.
Spoken like a true confidant of Her Majesty. How dependable of you. It's no wonder she trusts you more and more each day, even if it is maddening. And so, the time has come for me to grant you a very special privilege. I will permit you to devote yourself to Her Majesty as a sign of your undying love.
I'm honored, I guess. Does that mean you're not jealous of me anymore?
I suppose not. We will be comrades, joined in our quest to bestow love and affection upon Her Majesty.
Well, all right then. I wouldn't get your hopes up, though. I'm not really sure how I'd show my love for her, or if I'd even want to.
Very well. You clearly still fail to appreciate the full extent of Her Majesty's charm. However, I am confident you will come to your senses the more you assist me. I hope that one day you will ascend and become a true admirer of Her Majesty.
Yeah, you do that.
What a wonderful meal.
Hey, you've still got some food left. You don't want it? That Ogma Wolverine meat's super hard to come by, you know.
Oh, I don't really eat meat. You can have it.
Don't mind if I do then. You know, I always feel strangely energized after eating this stuff.
You look so pleased to be eating it.
It's not every day I get to hear you laugh. Did I look funny or something?
No, it's just that the look on your face made me feel happy.
Instead of just watching other people stuff their faces, maybe you'd enjoy trying some yourself?
I am perfectly content just watching.
Huh. Well, anyway, it seems like you've gotten more comfortable eating with me, Marianne.
I have. When you told me not to act like someone I'm not, at first I didn't know what to do with myself. But I still thought I could learn something from you. And as I talked with you more, I just got used to us eating together.
I see. Then why not branch out and eat with other people too? Mealtimes are a great opportunity to make new friends, after all. Making conversation and sitting around the dinner table go hand in hand. That's how we ended up friends, right? It might be a good chance to get to know someone else. What's wrong?
I'm sorry, it's just... My adoptive father said the same thing to me once.
He did?
He often criticized me because I avoided other people so much. He said that, as the heir to House Edmund, I must be at least somewhat sociable. But he never bothered to understand how difficult it was for me to do that.
I'm sorry. I was being insensitive, just like your father.
No, you've done nothing wrong. But I don't think it's a good idea for me to get involved with too many people.
Why?
I only bring misery and misfortune to anyone who gets too close to me.
That's not true at all. Why do you even think that?
It is true. I know it.
Okay, if that's the case, then how is it possible for us to be hanging out right now without any problems?
You're right. I should have been more vigilant and kept some distance between us. But you're so kind and I just like being around you. I'm sorry. I'll stay as far away from you as I can from now on. I should go.
Hey, wait! Marianne! What am I gonna do about her?
Today's battle wasn't half bad. Minus that close call, I guess. I tell you, when I charged ahead and saw all those archers waiting for me, a single thought flashed through my mind. Not how I'd like to go, but that's life, I guess. Phew, I was sure I was done for.
What are you talking about? It was so windy, there was no way they could have gotten a clean shot at you. You completely wiped them out. Are you telling me you didn't plan it that way?
I mean, I knew a breeze was blowing, but still.
You're right. You would have been Balthus-sized target practice if the wind died down. But you bet your life that it wouldn't, right? That's something only you could pull off. I never would have taken those odds.
It was all lady luck, pal. Pure and simple. Where's this coming from, anyway? I thought you hated all that gambling on life and death stuff.
I did, but you're living proof that it can have a place on the battlefield. You roll the dice and get the job done. Can't argue with success. I have to accept that your way actually works. All I can do is hope you win your bets every time.
Thanks for saying that, but what happened today wasn't calculated at all. Things were going great, then I got carried away and made a stupid mistake. It just so happened that the wind was blowing the right way. Otherwise, I'd be dead.
Quit pulling my leg. There's no way that was a coincidence.
It was a complete fluke, honest. That's why I was gonna tell you I've learned my lesson. That I'm done gambling with my life.
Really? That's the best idea you've ever had.
But since you admitted my way has merit, I think I'll keep rolling the dice. I gotta do what works for me, you know? Can't let one close call make me lose my nerve.
Wait, what? Isn't that what almost got you killed today? I take it back. You are definitely gonna die. Please stop.
Nope. Too late. A warrior doesn't go back on their word after all. We might have had some misunderstandings along the way, but what's important is that you learned to accept me for who I am, right?
In that case, what about you saying you weren't gonna bet your life on this stuff anymore? A warrior doesn't go back on their word, after all.
That doesn't count. I only said I was gonna tell you.
Sure, whatever you say. Your logic is flawed, but it makes a tiny bit of sense.
I know, right? You're a good sport, pal. If you still want to grumble about it, we can hash things out later when we're celebrating our victory.
Fine, I can live with that. It's a tough job, but someone's got to talk some sense into you. Constance, is that you? I don't think I've ever seen you train during the day.
Good day to you, though I fear my presence is as a storm cloud in an otherwise clear sky. My sincerest apologies for subjecting you to this wretched sight. I shall vacate the premises at once to spare you any further distress.
No, wait, don't go. Since you're here, why don't we train together? You're here because you're trying to achieve your dream, right?
Though it pains me to deny such kind words, of which I am truly unworthy. I am afraid my dream will likely never come to pass. This pathetic excuse for athleticism you see before you is nothing but a futile attempt to strengthen my frail body and stave off death. How could I possibly ask an exemplary warrior such as yourself to squander your time with one such as I?
Training so you don't die is as good a reason as any. I'd say that's why I'm doing it too. See? Our goals are the same, so there's no reason not to work together.
Well, since you have given it much more consideration than I deserve...
Phew, what a workout. I'm beat.
To think my other side would be able to keep up with such rigorous training.
You okay, Constance?
Never better. In fact, I am just getting started. Are you leaving so soon?
All right, let's go again. But it's strange how you're suddenly so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I surprise even myself sometimes. Making my dreams a reality takes effort, you know. I cannot allow something so trifling as exhaustion to stand in my way. Who knows how long things would take if I did? Therefore, I shall spare no opportunity to train today. And tomorrow, all of Fodlan will behold my military prowess!
That's all well and good, but then why didn't you want to train before?
I told you there were extenuating circumstances. Had I known you would respond in such a manner, I would have asked for your assistance much earlier. Oh, I just had a brilliant idea!
I've got a bad feeling about this.
We can train together and conduct magical experiments at the same time! You see, I've invented this particular spell that imbues the palms with a suction power that makes dropping one's weapon a hindrance of the past.
Sure, why not? I'll try anything once. Go for it.
Splendid! Let us begin, shall we?
One side has an overabundance of confidence, while the other clearly has some deep-seated issues. Maybe the two balance each other out.
What are you blathering on about? Let us be on with it!
Hey, Happy. You got a minute?
I have several. Need something?
So, I heard a little about your past, and I was wondering if you wouldn't mind telling me more about it.
I see. So now you know, huh? Not the most pleasant story. What did you want to know?
I was thinking about how you asked all those questions about my mom. And I realized you were probably worried I went through the same thing as you.
Yeah, that about sums it up. You do have those mysterious powers after all. When I was little, some strange lady kidnapped me. I became a test subject for her twisted experiments. That's how I ended up with my condition, or whatever you want to call it. Not that it's life-threatening.
Safe to say my mom never did anything like that. I'm pretty sure I'd remember it if she did. She didn't really talk much, but I don't think she had a deceitful bone in her body. Her life was kinda just what you'd expect out in a village like that. She did keep to herself, though. Thinking about it more, it's possible she was on the run from someone.
That does sound a little worrying. But in any event, I'm glad you didn't go through what I did. And unlike me, it seems you've got a pretty good handle on your powers.
Nah, I don't really have full control of them yet. You never know when something might go wrong. One day that sword might overtake me, and I'll turn into a monster. Like something out of a fairy tale.
If that ever happens, I'll just sigh and you'll come running. Then me and all your old friends would put you out of your misery. Now that's a real fairy tale ending.
Well, that won't give me nightmares at all. But if it ever came to it, I think that's how I'd like to go. Mercenaries need to use every weapon and tactic at their disposal. Maybe flinging these powers around isn't such a good idea, but right now I need to do whatever I can to stay alive. Though, honestly, I should probably take a page out of your book and only use them as a last resort. I think that's what makes you pretty incredible, Happy. You've got this power right there, but choose not to use it.
I think that means I just gave up. You're way more amazing because you're still trying. No doubt about it.
No, you're the amazing one, and you can't tell me otherwise.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Anyway, was that all? 'Cause I feel like I need to move.
Yeah, thanks for talking with me. You going to train?
Yep. Figure it couldn't hurt to put in a little effort. You should come too if you're free. I hope to see you there.
Come to think of it, experiments, huh? What did that dream even mean? Another rough night, Manuela?
You could stand to learn some manners, you know. I had a little too much to drink yesterday, that's all. More importantly, you saw me perform, right?
Yeah, I was at the inn. You really do have a beautiful voice. I was impressed.
I told you so. But was it just my voice you were impressed with?
Well, I mean, when you were singing in front of everyone, you looked stunning. Seriously. Is that how you always are when you perform for the people in town?
Oh, please. In their dreams, maybe. Yesterday was a special occasion because you were there. We had a deal, remember?
Ah, yes. The hush money.
You haven't told anyone, right? About what I said in my sleep and such?
Nope, not a peep to anyone. Not even about the dream where you got dumped.
Shh! Don't go shouting about it now!
You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with you, even when you are hungover.
Really?
It makes you seem like a laid-back, mature woman. Just another interesting side of you. One day you're a physician saving lives, and the next you're a warrior on the battlefield. I like all your sides.
Like, you say?
It's more like I can't take my eyes off you. All the more so now, since I've seen you sing and all. You have all these different sides that come together to form a complete person. Maybe that's what draws me in. It's like, which one is the real Manuela?
Of course, the real me is the majestic diva shimmering in the spotlight. If only. I'm not that delusional. Those days are long gone. Apparently, I've reached the age where I must take comfort in the glories of yesteryear.
Do you really think so? I think you're probably way more attractive now than when you were all famous.
My word! Is it just me? Or are you trying to sweep me off my feet?
Huh? Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant that a person's attractiveness gets more, I don't know, refined as they get older. Like a fine wine or something.
Now, no need to get embarrassed. How about we get together and talk about our future later tonight?
Oh, I've got some stuff I gotta do tonight. Sorry, maybe another time.
Oh, really? Fine, we'll save it for another day. It'll give us more time to talk anyway. Just don't blow me off, okay? Or you'll be sorry.
That was a joke, right? Manuela? Right? Huh? Oh, it's a cat. Looks like something spooked it. What's wrong, little guy? Is someone chasing you? Not that you'd be able to tell me anyway. Yuritsa? What's wrong? Wait a sec. Why do I feel like this has happened before?
There you are.
Yeah. What's up?
Not you. Her. The creature who raided the pantry.
Wait, you mean the cat?
She is swift. This is not the first time she has eluded my grasp.
Not the first? Oh, so this is who you were chasing the last time.
Yes, she was injured. I tried to tend to her, but she fled. Eventually, another soldier apprehended her.
So that's what was going on. It wasn't a person who went missing, it was a cat. Now that I think about it, I don't know if you ever said she was a person. Sorry for jumping to conclusions.
The fault is mine as well. My word choice was poor.
Honestly, I'm more surprised than anything. Never really saw you as a cat person. I always thought your antisocial tendencies extended to everyone, human and animal.
I only loathe people. I had a cat once, back at House Bartels, with my sister.
No kidding. So they weren't always scared of you?
No. However, the cat vanished after my mother and sister left. Perhaps it was frightened by the sight of me covered in blood.
I'm no cat expert, but they say animals can sense danger. Maybe it could tell that you'd become a threat somehow. Cats are fickle. Anyway, what do you plan to do once you've caught this bread bandit?
Take her with me, and make sure she never steals again.
What's that supposed to mean? Look, you practically scared the whiskers right off her.
I only planned to give her some food. I wonder why she was frightened.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a while till she realizes you just want to help.
I should call it a day. You sticking around?
Nah, I should finish up too. Thanks, Shamir. I have to work out new unit formations for our next battle.
You're pretty conscientious for a mercenary. That's rare in our profession. Well, sorry to cut and run. Good luck with all that.
No worries, I can handle it. It's my responsibility after all.
Right, well, if you ever need a hand, just let me know.
Really? Thanks. Dependable as always, Shamir. Honestly, you're so mature for your age. You always seem so composed, almost wise, even when we're just chatting.
I wouldn't say wise. Save that for the higher-ups. I just mind my own business. Plenty of mercenaries do the same.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
You know, you're pretty easygoing yourself, even by merc standards. Have you been on your own for long? Didn't you belong to a mercenary group at some point?
Yeah, but I bounced around a lot. Let's see, the company I was with the longest was... probably Burling's Mercenaries, the last one I joined. But then we clashed with Gerald's band, and I was the only one who survived.
There isn't a mercenary who hasn't lost someone or something along the way. But losing trusted comrades stays with you.
Yeah, Captain Burling, Getz, Lasley. We were a tight-knit group, if a little rough around the edges. I would have been content staying with them till the end.
Maybe your experience is what's made you so pragmatic. It takes real strength to overcome past hardships and move on. That's what I think, anyway.
You know, you seem way more pragmatic than me. I wonder what made you that way.
You should know not to pry into a mercenary's past. But if the right moment comes, maybe I'll tell you about it.
Oh, what a mess. I've really done it this time. Her Majesty is the kindest person I know, so she's likely not upset with me, but I still cannot bring myself to face her.
Hello, Monica. What brings you to this particular wall for conversation?
What do you want, Hubert? I lack the energy to keep you company right now, so please just leave me alone.
Very well. I thought you might be interested to know that Lady Edelgard was overcome with grief as she told me how deeply she regrets wounding you with her words. But as you desire solitude, I will endeavor to keep that to myself. Good day.
She did? And wait, did you not just tell me what she said?
Oh, not at all. I was merely speaking to myself.
There was a painting in Her Majesty's chambers, and subtlety is not my strong suit, to put it lightly. I asked her whose child had scribbled on such an expensive canvas, before realizing Her Majesty had actually painted it herself. So she didn't hurt me, I hurt her. Oh, I'm so ashamed.
Lady Edelgard can be quite sensitive, despite how she carries herself. Perhaps she was so stunned by your comment that she made a hurtful one of her own in the heat of the moment. You need not let it weigh upon you. Such events are commonplace for me as well.
You amaze me, Hubert. How are you not beside yourself at Her Majesty's every utterance? I know I said that I wanted to become her servant, but now I think it may be impossible. Her Majesty is so radiant. I'm not sure I possess the fortitude to bask in that glow every minute of the day. Perhaps some distance between us is better for me.
Do you truly believe that? Even though you now have an opportunity to become her servant?
Wait, I do?
Once this war is settled, Her Majesty will endeavor to tear down the entire concept of the nobility. Her first action will be to separate territory from title, making it so that being a noble no longer means one must lord over some plot of land somewhere. Once she does this, I rather suspect you could remain at her side, even if you do inherit your family's title.
You're right. How could I have failed to realize that? I have heard her talk about her plans so many times before, but I never considered what an impact it would have on me. Ah, I am such a fool.
Not at all. You simply illustrate what it is to be part of the established system. One is not easily shaken from its structure. This is why Her Majesty takes such drastic measures to rid us of the accepted practice of categorizing individuals as either noble or common.
Honestly, I don't believe there's another more suited to serving Her Majesty than you. But I still will not give up. I'm going to become her servant too, and show everyone a new way of life for the nobility, and for whatever lies beyond. Which means I cannot simply stand here in this state of indecision. There is much work to do.
I suspected she might be stopped in her tracks for but a moment. And indeed, she has gone and left me in the dust. Well, I cannot permit myself to be left behind in such a fashion. I must keep making progress of my own.
Leopold von Bergliez, I am challenging you to a duel. Meet me at the time and place designated. Signed, Petra McNeary.
Sorry, but my father won't be coming.
Why not, Caspar?
Because I got a hold of your letter before it could reach him. He doesn't know a thing.
Why are you making interference? You do not have the right.
Because I can't stand the thought of you dying. You're a great fighter, Petra. But you don't have a prayer against my father. You've got to know that.
Then you can be dying in his place, Caspar von Bergliez!
Huh? What the... Why are you backing away? Just finish me off.
That would be achieving nothing.
I thought you said you were gonna kill me in my father's place.
I was losing control of my emotions.
Okay, so now what? You gonna start following my father around again?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I mean, I know he killed your father, so if you really hate him that much, then go for it, I guess. But I'm gonna try and stop you because I don't want you two killing each other.
Caspar, for certain reasons that are not being public, I am Queen of Brigid now. A queen cannot be acting on personal grudges.
Then why did you challenge my father to a duel?
I do not know. It was a mistake. It was not normal for me.
Well, I guess even a queen can't push her feelings down forever. I can't imagine what it must have been like to go through what you did. But I think I can still relate. Hey, here's an idea. From now on, take it out on me.
No, this is silliness. There is no point in killing you.
I'm not talking about killing, Petra. What I want you to do is unload on me. Tell me off. Just talk to me about whatever it is you're feeling. If all your hate becomes too much, dump it on me. If you want to hit something, I'm your guy. I just want us to keep being friends. All right?
We will stay friends by yelling and hitting? I am not certain that is the kind of friendship I am wanting. But I am thanking you all the same. I will be giving it thought.
Great. Then just tell me when you need me.
There you are, Ignatz.
Oh, Lawrence! I find the beauty of this place to be so relaxing, don't you?
Yes, I must wholeheartedly agree. It is marvelous. As are you. Not only are you a knight of House Gloucester, you have even taken on the role of a general within this army. To be honest, when first we met, I could not see you as anything more than a mere merchant's child, who happened to be gifted with a better eye than most.
That's probably all I really looked like back then.
But now, you have grown so capable that I regularly mistake you for someone else entirely.
That's nice of you to say. But I still have a long way to go before I'm where I want to be.
Do you remember your time working as a knight in my territory? And back before the war began? Compared to then, you are practically brimming with life now, especially as we march from locale to locale.
You really think I'm that different?
I always thought you not fond of battle, hence why I find this reversal so very puzzling.
Well, it's because... I confess, I've been painting. Whenever I've had the free time during our marches, that is.
Is that so?
Yes. There are so many places in Fodlan just like this one, with the most incredible views. I simply can't help but put them down on paper because, well, I want them to stay with me forever. Maybe that's why I've been looking so alive lately. You certainly see straight through me, in any case.
I am sorry, Ignatz.
Huh? About what?
I granted you a position as my knight because I thought it to your benefit. But I see now that your heart lays somewhere else entirely. Hearing you talk about art with such passion, such fervor, it fills me with regret.
Oh, you don't need to apologize. If anything, I should be thanking you, Lawrence.
You should? What have I done to earn your gratitude?
When the Officers' Academy shut down, I was lost, deprived of my purpose in life. But then you came and offered me the job as a knight. Everything I experienced in that role has given my life new color. One I don't think I could do without.
I see.
So no matter how I live, no matter what I paint, there will always be that one hue that reflects my duty as a knight of House Gloucester. That will never disappear. And I couldn't be prouder that it's there.
I too am proud, Ignatz.
proud to call you a knight of my house. And a friend.
Time to go to work.
Another step toward victory.
Right, let's do this! I'm Casper!
Leave this
the iron wall! Sorry. Kinda got caught up in the moment there.
Together, we will turn this disadvantage back in our favor. For our future. This is war! Still fucked up.
Looks like that's it for us.
How does that please you?
I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough.
Going for it!
I will overcome this sacrifice and move on.
I gotta keep up with you.
You know what they say about playing with fire.
That was easy.
Retreat!
Let me help you.
Can't fight like this. I'm bleeding all over the place.
With each foe felled, my resolve strengthens.
It always gets me amped up when I see the great things you're doing.
This is war!
We can ill afford defeat here.
Tastes more bitter than black as coffee.
I'm dragging the others down. Success was to be expected.
Taste more bitter than black as coffee.
No mercy! This is war!
Can't let it end like this.
time!
Never back down!
We'll keep this place safe.
Very well then. Onward!
Nice one.
Let us use this for the glory of our army.
I'm not really the defending type, but hey, a win's a win!
We've finished laying out where the troops will be positioned, Claude. But, are you sure about this?
Am I sure about what?
This isn't even remotely like a standard attack formation. It's like you're going out of your way to limit casualties.
Not true. The moment the enemy drops their guard, we'll swarm them like a pack of bees.
And if they don't drop their guard?
Then I guess we'll just sit here making angry faces at each other.
Okay, come on. This strategy is not helpful.
Look, just by being here, we're drastically reducing the number of Kingdom soldiers the Imperial Army has to deal with, right? Which means we don't have to kick our troops into action until the Empire has marched further north. Once they're positioned to seize Blathed territory, that's when we'll move.
And if it all goes wrong, the losses could have catastrophic consequences for the future of the Alliance.
I'm not used to you being so worried about the big picture, Hilda. You've grown.
I wasn't going to stay a kid forever, you know.
Apparently not. I'm impressed.
Look, Hilda, I promise you, your fears are misplaced this time. The Empire's already compensated us for any potential losses, and will continue to do so. You don't think I would have signed that fancy pact if they weren't taking care of us, right?
Sure, but are they good for their word? Because I have doubts about that. I want to believe the pact will hold. I really do. But they strike me as folks who won't think twice about sticking an axe between your shoulders if the situation calls for it.
Fortunately, I can be pretty ruthless myself when it suits me. If I don't like something the Empire is doing, it might even be me who ends up breaking the pact.
If that's supposed to make me feel better, it is absolutely not working.
Easy, easy. I'm just throwing out a what if here. Just promise that you'll always have my back, even when things look their worst, all right? I need you.
Oh, fine. But only because it's you.
A report, Your Majesty. The Imperial Army marches on Western Fargus.
Just when we'd brought peace back to the area, too. We should get ready to provide aid at once.
Rodrigue has already been dispatched to Mateus, along with all the soldiers I can currently spare. And I've sent Annette and Gustav to the Baron's side, though if it's for better or worse is yet to be seen. I don't doubt we'd all ride to the rescue if we could, but that's clearly not possible given the situation.
Agreed. Now that Claude's joined up with the enemy, we can't risk doing anything foolish. If we move our soldiers even a breath away from the northeast, the Alliance will be all over us.
All we can do now is divide our forces to keep the enemy in check and meet their attacks as they come. We never should have let this happen in the first place. But who could have seen the Empire and Alliance forming such a union?
Boar, are you seriously going to just stand by and watch? They'll overrun us if we don't stem the tide.
Though it smacks of desperation, I'm told the Western Front has enlisted the services of Gerald's mercenaries. They're the same band that carried the battle at Magdred Way, so I hope we can make good use of them again.
Is this really the plan? Burn through mercenaries while we hole up here?
Do try not to be so grim. The Empire has pushed rapid reforms on the land over these last few years. Not everyone was happy to have such changes thrust upon them, and that includes their new friends in the Alliance. The Empire is leaning over the kingdom with such greed that they might yet trip over their own feet.
Do you think there will be revolts?
I'm certainly not going to plan my strategy around it, but there have been whispers, yes. The old ways must die. With that, I agree. But shove that down the people's throats, and you risk breaking the very land you're trying to rule.
Yes. We've grappled for years with the aftermath of trying to enact reform.
Change is a painful process, but rushed change will set the region to rot from the inside out.
I wonder why they're so intent on doing this the quick and dirty way.
It's difficult to say. Perhaps were things different, we might have found some common ground, some harmonious way forward. But I've lost too many I care about to this war. Ingrid chief among them. When I think about what they fought for, what they died for, there can be no turning back.
Right. Right.
Let them witness our virtue firsthand.
I'll have them rest.
Got this.
So, what should I do? I'll back you up. Hang on.
Here I go. No mistakes. I'll provide some protection.
There's not a question of can. Only a leave this to me.
Take a breather.
Time.
Together, we will turn this disadvantage back in our favor. Lend me your strength.
Capture this stronghold. Don't mind if I do. Here it comes! You're done! The stronghold's ours. I'm unstoppable.
There's not a leap.
Show me what you're capable of.
Did you all see how marvelous I was?
This isn't looking so good.
Here it comes! You're done!
Out of the way! There's not a...
This is all my fault.
This place won't be a problem anymore. Here it comes! You're done! My accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not standing when the battle's over.
Somehow, this doesn't surprise me at all.
Right on.
It worked.
So, I'll back you up.
Not a problem. I'm here to...
Here I go.
Need a hand?
Someone help me!
There's not a question of my either.
All over the place!
Here I go. No, I'll...
Still improving.
You demonstrate your strength anew. luck was on my side.
The Imperial army will soon be knocking at our door. Why haven't Duval and Dominic stopped them?
Baron, you'll never reclaim the title of Viscount your Lord Uncle lost if you go weak in the knees. Letting yourself be pressured into betraying the kingdom will see you cast out of the aristocracy for the rest of time. And your fickle nature would earn you the derision of both the kingdom and the Empire alike. They'll view you the same way they do Count Rowe.
I care not. I've no interest in going to my grave just because I drew the shortest straw.
Sorry to interrupt, but I figured you'd want to know we finished cleaning up the enemy's advanced troops.
Excellent. You certainly live up to your esteemed reputation, Captain Geralt. I've never met a more reliable band of mercenaries in all my years. It's a shame we only engaged you for the one contract. I don't suppose we could convince you to extend your term of service. His Majesty the King has heard tale of your exploits. I could arrange for an introduction.
Appreciate the offer, but that would mean going to Ferdiad. I've got reasons for avoiding that place, so thanks, but no thanks.
I see. It will be a shame to lose you, but I won't pry.
It's nothing against you or the kingdom, mind you.
Then I'll hold out hope we might fight alongside each other again someday. Now, if you'll excuse me, the Baron and I must inspect the camp. Best of luck to you in battle, Captain.
You feeling any better? I have to say, I'm still not used to this new look of yours.
That makes two of us, but it will bother me less once I'm on the battlefield.
If you say so. With the war and the state it's in, the Empire is throwing everything they've got at this thing. I don't know if it's that or something else, but I've got a bad feeling. So watch yourself out there.
I will. You do the same.
Oh, right. I've been meaning to give you this. Never used to be without it. Cuts like a dream. I want you to have it. Swords like this are given to captains of the Knights of Seiros, and mine was just collecting dust in the band's convoy.
That's right. Alois mentioned you used to serve there.
That was a lifetime ago. I don't plan on swinging this sword ever again.
But are you sure you want to give it away? It must be quite special to you.
I'd be happiest seeing you get some use out of it.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Be good to it, all right?
Do you think this might work? We need to work with what we have. Greetings!
Right, let's do this!
One must be
So, what should I be doing again? Sure, let's try.
There's not a question of can. Only a matter of will. My will is there.
Here I go. They must learn who.
I've got this. Take a breather. Survive in battle. Do you not agree? Yeah, we can win this.
Noble does not know the meaning of the word surrender.
The stronghold's ours.
Enemy down. This is why we've been training together.
Here it comes.
So, sure, let's try it.
Here I go. No, they must learn.
You're done!
It is certainly worth an attempt.
I'll take this place down before you have time to strap your armor on. No way I'm running from this.
Tastes more bitter than black as coffee.
We're at a disadvantage here. We must fight with caution.
I've got this. not losing to anyone!
This place won't be a problem anymore.
That's a massive victory!
Very well.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Right, let's do this! Time to put in the work, everyone!
I am your man!
United, we are unbeatable!
Here I raise the banner of the Empire.
We've got you!
So, what should I be doing again?
Here I go. No mistakes. They must learn who they're up against.
There's not a question of can, only a matter of will. Leave this to me.
Not a problem. I've got this.
So, what should I be doing again? Sure, let's try it.
Leave. I am your man.
This stronghold will fall!
I'm bringing
for. The rest is up to you. Lost? But how?
Each fulfilled, my resolve strengthens. I gotta keep up.
Looks like we got a live one. Time to get in there and punch.
We'll give it a go.
Let us use this for the glory of our army.
We'll strike at their weakest point.
I got this.
I'll give it an honest attempt.
A boon for our future.
We're not losing to anyone.
No mercy! This is
I don't know how long I can hold out. Help me, please.
Let's carve a swath through the battlefield.
It's no use. We can't gain any ground.
I survived. Very well then. Onward.
It always gets me amped up when I see the great things you're doing.
Luck was on our side today.
That's up. Follow me. So long as I stand upon the battlefield, I am at the ready.
Yeah, we can win this.
No, we have to do something.
So...
Not a problem. Move out.
So, this way?
There's not a...
Here I go. No...
How can I face my comrades after this?
Let us use this for the glory of our army.
No mercy! This is war! I'll not forget! You shall pay for this, you hear?
What's next?
I will overcome this. Let's move on.
It always gets me amped up when I see the great things you're doing.
I'm all right.
It's no use. We can't gain any ground.
I do hope you'll make this fun for me.
This is war!
Rousing success.
How can I face my comrades after this?
Let us begin. Stand down!
Retreat! I will not stop until the battle is won. This is my duty and my burden.
Your valor will be remembered by friend and foe alike. All of Adrestia will sing your name.
There's not a question of can. Only a matter of will. Forward, march!
This
Take a breather.
You're down!
Here I go. They must look.
So...
Pay for this, you hear?
I almost feel sorry for them.
I don't know how long I can hold out. Help me, please.
Well, couldn't hurt.
Don't mind if I do.
Rejoice! Victory is ours!
I will not stop until I achieve great.
Hey.
Indeed. Ferdinand rides!
Oh yeah, it's time to fight!
United, we are unbeatable!
Not a problem.
End like this.
Wounds are severe. I have to fall back.
Our time has finally come!
Leave this to me. I've got it. Take a breather. Here it comes. You're done! Luck was on our side today.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
To battle!
I'll do what I've got.
Leave the.
I am your man.
That's it.
I'll take the front.
Let's do this. Retreat!
We won't lose, no matter what. Hold strong and watch for an opportunity to strike back.
Such is the cost of good. I gotta keep up with you. A boon for our future. This is war! Not a problem. I've got this.
Here I go. No mistakes. They... Here I go. No mistakes.
There's not a question of can. Leave this to me. I've got it. Take a breather. I will capture this stronghold. Did you all see how marvelous I was? Leave was. The war may rage on, but let us delight in our victory this day.
Right?
How about it?
I see. Right.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat. Time to work you into shape. With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
What's up?
Care to make yourself useful? We all must do. Care to make yourself useful? We all must do our fair share.
I think that's enough for one day. You really know how to make me work up a sweat.
You kept me on my toes as well, Caspar. Thank you.
Hey now, you'll never have to twist my arm to get me to train. Just shout when you want to go again. Oh, and we should invite Raphael next time. The muscles on that guy are something else.
I'll keep that in mind. I often have trouble finding people to spar with.
No surprise there. Not like folks are lining up for a chance to knock the Emperor's teeth out.
You seem to have no problem coming after my teeth. Sometimes I think you're trying to kill me.
What? No! I mean, I only do it because I know you can handle it, right? Look, just don't say anything to Hubert, okay? If he finds out we're sparring, he'll have me cut into pieces and dumped into the nearest river for sure.
He already knows. I convinced him that I need the training if I'm to stand on the front lines.
Well, that's a relief. So, why do you, by the way? Fight on the front lines, I mean. You're an incredible fighter, but the Empire would be in deep, deep trouble if anything happened to you. And it's not like you're after the glory like I am. Shouldn't you just hang back and send us orders from some distant hilltop? Seems like it goes pretty hard against that rationality thing you're always talking about.
Caspar? Lecturing me on what's sensible? I must be dreaming. But yes, you're right. It's not entirely rational.
See? I'm a thinking man sometimes.
That's not to say I don't have a rational reason. My presence on the front lines improves morale, and my skill betters our hope of victory. So long as I don't fall in battle, taking the field is the smartest thing I can do.
Right, sure. So, what's the unrational part?
The emotional side. I can't stand the idea of remaining safe, while friends and comrades alike risk their lives for our cause. You're all out there on my command, taking lives from others and giving your own in return. It doesn't seem fair for me to do any less.
Except that you're the Emperor.
And I say the Emperor should help.
Hey, I get it. You want to get in the dirt with the rest of us to pull your weight, right? You and me are the same in that way.
A dreadful suggestion, but I'll allow it.
Aw, come on. You should be happy. Here I thought we were completely different people, but it turns out there's a little Caspar in you after all. You know, I can't even imagine you lording over us from far away. You work best when you're down in the mud with the rest of us, sending chumps flying.
If there's a little Caspar in me, perhaps it's time to put a bit of someone else in you. Someone with manners, perhaps?
Ugh, the M word? No thanks. You know all that politeness would only hold me back.
The Empire sweets truly are a delight.
Might I interest you in a cup of coffee? It cuts through the sweetness of the treats perfectly.
No, I'm good. Honestly, I don't understand how you can drink that all the time. It's so bitter.
Well, I suppose one with a youthful tongue would not care for it. Yet the bitterness, the deep richness, the subtle acidity... Oh, and I'm not treating you like a child here. I am merely discussing different palates.
I'm not a child, and neither is my tongue. Now give me some of that coffee.
Are you all right, Lysithia? Here, wipe your mouth. I fear that attempt was ill-advised. If you wish to enjoy coffee, you must first modify it to your liking. Perhaps we might try adding sugar and goat's milk. It would mellow the flavor and add sweetness.
Yes, please. There's something I'm curious about, Hubert.
And what might that be?
Why are you being so kind and indulgent to me and only me? Compared to how you treat other people, it's clearly strange.
And what if I were doing so because Her Majesty had commanded me to pay particular attention to you?
Huh? She did? I mean, even if she did do that, you're still being far nicer to me than you have to be.
If I tell you, you must not breathe a word of it to anyone. I will erase you if this gets out. Permanently.
You'll erase me? Well, all right. I promise to keep it a secret until the day I die. Is that good enough?
It will do. I have a younger sister. One the same age as you. The pair of you have similar personalities, so perhaps I end up doting on you for this reason.
You have a sister? Why doesn't anyone know?
I conceal my family's existence as much as possible to avoid their becoming a liability. I also have a mother and little brother. Yet you certainly do not know the first thing about them either.
I suppose it would be strange for a noble like yourself to not have a single relative. Still, it's surprising you'd keep it under wraps from even your close friends and comrades.
It is my business. Regardless, I imagine that is the reason I unconsciously end up favoring you as I do.
So you aren't treating me as a child, but a little sister? Well, if that's the case, and considering how much older you are than me, I suppose I can allow it.
Oh, but that will not do. My sister would be most indignant if I were to treat anyone other than her as such. Ergo, I will simply have to exercise more caution and refrain from treating you as anything other than a normal child.
If it would make your sister upset, then... What do you mean, treat me like a child?
Oh dear, I let it slip. It appears my tongue is the one that still has some maturing to do.
Alright, now just... What's with the weird design on this piece here?
That is no design, Caspar, but a fracture. And a perfectly straight one at that, which makes it rather hard to discern. Repairing it will likely not prove worth the bother. Best relegate the piece to life as training equipment.
Wow, you really know your stuff, Ferdinand. I'm clueless when it comes to this kind of thing. Sometimes I think you know everything.
Oh, I am not quite so impressive as that. But you seem troubled by something, Caspar. What is it? No, forgive my presumption. Perhaps I was merely imagining it.
See? You do know everything. Something is kind of bothering me. I was talking to someone the other day about how I want to distinguish myself in battle, and they said that meant I wanted the war to go on forever. Of course, I told them they were nuts. Then I actually started thinking about it. About what I'll be doing when the war ends, I mean. About what I'll even be.
I do not think you have cause to worry. We may not know what the future holds, but you are delivering great results as a leader. Surely you'll be held in esteem for such.
Sure, but doesn't that just mean my life is about nothing but fighting? I'm not a guy like you who's good at pretty much everything, so... Listen to me. I can't remember the last time I got in my own head like this.
Nonsense. We all have our worries. Why, even I have one or two of my own.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Well... your earlier appraisal of my boundless talent, for one.
Huh? That's true. Also, why would you need to worry about being good at everything?
Oh, there is no doubt I can handle most things without much difficulty. And there are few things I have strong preferences about. Stimulants such as coffee aside.
Right. Which means...
But to me, that fact is nothing more than the flip side of having no prominent talents. I am a purveyor of all trades, but an expert in none. A man such as yourself, who possesses rare ability in a single field, is positively dazzling.
What? Okay, you are seriously overthinking this entire thing, Ferdinand. Don't get me wrong, I'm thrilled you have a high opinion of me, but any comparison of us is always gonna end with my being humiliated.
Do you truly think so?
Look, I'm bad at the sciences, hopeless with strategy, and a complete oaf when it comes to coordinating anything besides tying my own shoes. But you can help me with all that stuff. And not just me, you can help everyone shore up their weak points. Alright, that's enough worry for one day. Time to go run until I puke.
Caspar, wait! And he has gone. Still, I suppose the man makes an intriguing point. My lack of weaknesses does give me a unique ability to offer aid to everyone.
We'll soon arrive at Baron Mateus's lands. Once we claim them, all of Western Fargus, roughly 1/3 of the kingdom's territory, will be under the rule of the Empire.
House Mateus was demoted from a viscountcy to a baronage for their part in some sort of revolt. The current Baron Mateus, whose father was the previous lord, is hardly the most loyal subject of the crown. Removing him from the picture should be a simple matter.
However, the kingdom has sent the Baron help in the form of the former Duke Fraldarius, who they call the Shield of Fargus. So long as he holds authority here, we won't be able to break their soldier solidarity.
Rodrigue is Felix's father, right? That's unfortunate. Don't get me wrong, I'll fight whoever I need to. It just feels like we're pitted against familiar faces every time we turn around.
And that isn't all. Our reports indicate the enemy has hired Gerald's mercenaries. We know from personal experience how formidable those foes can be.
The Ashen Demon again.
Say, that reminds me. What are you planning to do about that exactly?
We should probably just steer clear of them entirely. There's no point throwing our lives away against an opponent we can't beat. All we've got to do is take out Baron Mateus or this Shield of Fargus, and those mercenaries will scatter to the wind.
Oh, come now. You're strong enough to defeat the Ashen Demon if you want. I know you are. But if this is how you'd like to handle it, I'll still be in your corner helping you every step of the way.
I possess skill at leading surprise attacks, and Bernadetta would be making a good decoy. If we are all working together, we will reach our goal with much ease. I get a say in this whole decoy plan, right? I was only saying a fact, not asking you to be doing it. Please accept my apologies. Oh, okay.
I hope you plan to leave some of the enemy for me. You are all so skilled. I often feel like the fifth wheel on a well-crafted carriage.
Don't downplay your talents, Ferdinand. You give us courage every time we step on the field.
I'm lucky to be surrounded by so many gifted leaders. With all of you at my side, there is no limit to what the Empire might achieve in the years to come.
Victory to the Empire! Yay!
Come on, Arval, seriously? You can't drag me off to sleep like this when the battle's about to start.
Sorry, but we need to talk. Do you remember the warning I once gave you? Well, I've been struck by a similar premonition now. Something feels wrong. Very wrong.
Last time this happened, the Ashen Demon showed up and nearly sent me to an early grave. You think the same thing's gonna happen today?
Hard to say for sure. but the feeling's worse this time around. Stronger. So if I had to guess, I'd say they're on the cusp of something terrible, an act far more dangerous than we previously imagined.
Well, whatever's happening, I'm just gonna have to stop it.
So long as you don't put yourself in any unnecessary danger, yes. Remember, your death would cut both of our destinies far too short.
Follow me, soldiers of the Empire.
This war is ours to be won.
Kneel before Her Majesty.
I'm going to do. Now you'll see how hard I've been training.
Send the flower to. You don't expect me to go out there and fight you.
Our enemy has...
Leave this to me!
Leave place Baron Mateus front and center, while Gerald's mercenaries are over with the main position.
We have no option but to defeat the enemy commander, Rodrigo. Anything beyond that, however, requires careful consideration.
It will take time to ready a path to the shore. Until then, let us begin by attacking the plain to the west.
Out of the way! The Empire's here! No! I'm too young to die!
Now there's a pitiful man. You're the lord of these lands. Show some pride.
Shore up your defenses! Do not permit the enemy to break through!
I've got this. If we take down the strongholds surrounding us, we will convince him to lay down his arms.
Loose your arrows! Kill anyone who dares approach me!
The enemy is clearly desperate. Though, his projectiles will admittedly slow us down.
Here it comes! Out of the way! You're done!
Who are these wimps?
we've decimated the enemy's forward position.
Surrounded! I beg you, stay your hand! I happily surrender!
I trust the man roughly as far as I can hurl him. We may find a use for him in time.
The Emperor's roster shames the rest of us. I must find a way to distinguish myself.
Wait! Continue to the northwest, and finish that path to the shoulder.
I knew the Baron wasn't up to the task. We'll have to forestall the enemy ourselves. Move out and attack.
We're hidden sorcery engineers in this area who are preparing a fearsome magic that will lay waste to our foes. It did not take long for the enemy to spot our enemies. We should stage a rescue if we can. We intend to use their talents to ravage the battle with devastating magic.
Their absence will completely alter the tide of battle. Rescuing them should be our top priority.
Well, couldn't hurt. Out of the way! Thanks for the rescue. Let's do this! Here it comes! You're done!
Good. Keep it up.
Here it comes! You're done! Here's all the engineers are safe. Now we can truly make the battlefield successful.
Now, send your lightning crashing across the battlefield.
What's horrible? This sounds like a job for Alois.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Leave this one to me. That's my cue.
Leave this. I am your man.
So, what should I be doing again? Sure.
I'd rather be attacking than defending. I still find this whole affair to be very annoying.
This stronghold will fall.
So far, so good. Though I'm prepared for something to go horrifically wrong any minute now.
I'm all for exercising caution, Lynn, but could you not be such a wet blanket?
Let's do this! No mercy! This is war!
An enemy detachment from the rear?
Take them out now! We can't before the race.
Here goes! I'll take this place down before you have time to strap your armor on!
Good. Alois's reinforcements have arrived. Might you go help our soldiers in the northwest, young mercenary?
Consider it done.
I said I'd hand them the victory, and I'm not going to back down now.
He's at least semi-reasonable. If we can pin him down, I think he'll listen.
Please tell me you're not pointing that thing at my beautiful face.
I've heard of you, Yuri. Perhaps we can forge a new arrangement that benefits us both.
Well, when you put it that way. I guess I would prefer not to get butchered.
It appears support is...
I must stop the enemy here.
We've cleared a way to the shoal. We can attack from the east now.
Finally. Form a pincer and bear down on Rodrigue's position from both sides.
I won't last long trying to hold them off from two directions.
Rodrigue is in danger. I'd better go back.
I have to convince the Empire I'm worth keeping around. Destroy the bridge and cut the mercenaries off from the main force.
The bridge. I can't get back to Rodrigue.
Rodrigue has been cut off. Move in and strike before the mercenaries can rejoin him.
No! This is our chance to kill the Ashen Demon. There's no one to interfere.
I have to reach the commander as soon as possible.
Leave this...
We've come to help, Lord Rodrigue.
And not a moment too soon. Let's show them the steel Fargus is made of.
Oh, thank you. I wish I had your strength. Stronghold went down like
take the stronghold.
Ugh. That's one beating too many. I leave the rest to you.
Here for me? You must be eager to die.
The demon is too speedy. We are not having enough time.
Oh, if I must. Oh, if I must. I suppose. Oh, if I must. Leave this to me.
I've got this. Leave this to me. My turn.
Nothing's stopping the demon. We're going to run out of time.
No mercy. This is war. No mercy. This is war. Give me strength, Lambert. I will never back down. No mercy. This is war.
Forgive me, Felix. Protect His Majesty. And Fargus.
I'm too late.
I leave to take care of one backup squad and come back to this? What a mess.
Rodrigue is slain and the kingdom put to rout. Will you and your mercenaries yield?
I see no other choice.
Victory is ours. Friends and loyal soldiers, raise your voices loud.
What can I say? You got us. You rolled right over us and took out our employer. I know when it's time to raise the white flag.
Wait, that's it? You're giving up?
We've faced you in battle many times, only to be bested at every turn.
Yeah, you've pretty much run us out of business by now. It's not easy finding new clients in the best of times. And no matter how good our reputation is, none of it matters if we can't actually win. At this rate, I'll have to stop calling myself the Blade Breaker.
In that case, do you have any interest in working for us?
The Empire?
It's true that your fighters and mine have waged many a bloody battle. But did you oppose us out of principle, or was it merely a business decision? Assuming you have no deep-seated animosity for Adrestia, I would welcome you with open arms. In the Empire, Those with talent are given an outlet appropriate for their abilities.
Yeah, you should join us. I mean, by now we all know firsthand how strong you are. And sure, there might be some folks here and there who have reservations about you fighting on our side. But they'll definitely come around once they see how dependable you are.
What do you say? I doubt the kingdom will have any jobs for us after all of this. No better time for a fresh start.
I agree. What about you, Alois? It might be strange, working against your old knight friends.
I've already made my decision. I have sworn to follow this fine captain wherever he goes. If my old allies want to come grill me over a fire, I'll just have to make myself more obscure.
That's a good one.
If I don't slay my foes by the sword, I will do so by the joke.
Well, guess that's that. Just tell us when we start. I'll go talk to the group and smooth things over. You two, stay here with the client.
Got it, thanks.
Understood, Captain.
Our troops will also want an explanation, so we'd better get to it.
Yeah.
So you're Geralt the Bladebreaker, huh? And I guess that makes you the Ashen Demon. You guys look tougher than a box of nails. No wonder we've had our hands full.
Please, make yourself at home. The Imperial Army is most delighted to welcome you into its embrace. My name is Ferdinand von Ayer. You might say I am something of a leader figure around here, as I essentially hold the entire army together.
Oh no! Not more strangers! Relax, Bern. It's not like you don't encounter strangers every time we take the battlefield. That's a good point. Wait, is it?
Has anyone ever inspected you for crests before? Perhaps I might borrow you for a brief experiment.
Are you having interest in a sword fight? I am curious to see the stuff of which you are made.
Well, we sure got a lively crew here. Get in there, kid. Let him show you the ropes.
I suppose we didn't need to worry about bad blood. If anything, it would seem Her Majesty's path to victory just grew even shorter. By the way, has anyone seen our mercenary friend?
Sorry about all this, Arval. I know you've only been giving me your powers because you want me to beat the Ashen Demon.
Don't worry about it. It's for the best, right? For all my doomsaying, everything seems to be right as rain. Recruiting Geralt's mercenaries and the Ashen Demon was the right choice.
I hope you're right.
What's wrong? Feeling lost now that you don't have an enemy to chase around the countryside?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the only reason I wanted to get stronger was to surpass the demon.
There's no reason you can't surpass an ally. What better way to see who's stronger than to fight directly by their side?
Huh. That's a good point.
See, no one knows you better than me. If that's what you want, then I'll just have to help you achieve it. After all, I'm your partner in destiny. I'm here for you and you alone.